Hey, good morning friends, and welcome to another episode of Team Jesus Outdoors. Getting a little bit of a late start this morning because one of my buddies slept in. We won't mention no names. I don't want to be accused of sleep shaming. But we're getting started about an hour late. I have yet to find, I've been on the ice twice so far this year, and I've yet to find any real decent keeper perch. So today's mission is simple: find some keeper perch. Stay tuned. Good morning, sunshine. Hey friends, I've already mentioned this once or twice, but we are putting together a group of Team Jesus Outdoors friends and supporters to go down to Lance Valentine's Teaching Fishing Weekend in Huron, Ohio in November. If you'd like to join us on that weekend, you'll find my email address in the description below. Send me an email and I will email you. I will keep you informed. Send me an email and I will email you updates on that trip. Thanks again for watching Team Jesus Outdoors. Don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned, we're going to catch some perch today. Digging. Pressure's on now. I called him at 6:30 to see if he was on his way, and he was. We were on perch pretty good at Selfridge, but you had to weed through a lot of little ones to catch the occasional halfway decent one. start biting, so closer but no cigar. Getting closer. A little closer. We're gonna go take a look at the raft, man.
Alrighty.
We're gonna see what she looks like over there.
Yeah, let me know.
Disappointed with the limited ice coverage on Lake St. Clair and the small size fish that we were finding, we decided to call an audible, switch to plan B, do something completely different. So we decided to drive an hour west to take a look at some of the lakes over in Genesee County that we had heard were freezing. As it turns out, driving to Genesee County was a big mistake. We checked out several different lakes. Not a one of them had what we considered to be safe ice. So we called it a day and packed it in. Well, hey, today was pretty much a bust. The search for Lake St. Clair perch was a bust. I got on a pretty fair size of perch this morning, but they were all much smaller than I was interested in keeping. I was sorting through 5 inchers to find the occasional 7 incher, and I prefer to not keep anything under 9 inches myself. And from the guys I talked to at the bait shop and the guys I talked to around the lake, the ice story on St. Clair is pretty much the same everywhere you go. 3 to 4 inches. There's 3 to 4 inches in all the canals. Pretty much everybody's catching small fish. Personally, I think that early ice bite is just over with. I believe we're into that midwinter type pattern where the fish are out of the canals, out a little bit deeper, and there's just no ice to get to them. So by 11 o'clock we gave up on St. Clair and we went looking on the other side of Metro Detroit for some inland lakes that had ice. Searching for ice on the inland lakes was also a bust. We drove out to Brighton where we checked about 4 different lakes, small inland lakes, and the closest we found to safe ice was 3 to 3.5 inches of real sketchy ice on one of the lakes. I'm just starting to think that we may not have an ice season this year. My buddy Mike went up to Saginaw River this morning and caught walleye in the river. So I'm about this close from shifting away from ice fishing and starting to look for some early open water opportunities. But hey, for those of you guys that are not ready to give up on ice just yet, I urge you guys to use extreme caution out there. We're just really making some real sketchy ice this year. In fact, shortly after I left Selfridge, one of my buddies witnessed 2 guys go through the ice. They ventured out just a little bit further than we were out, and they went right through the ice. So for you guys that aren't going to be happy until you get on the ice, please just use extreme caution out there. Make sure you have your ice picks. Make sure you're using a spud to check everywhere you walk. One of the lakes we checked out in Brighton, as I checked around with the spud, I was finding 2 inches of ice right near the boat launch there. And as I checked around with the spud, I found a soft spot and put my boot through it. But guys, when the ice is this sketchy out there, it just isn't worth it. If you're going to go out there, use extreme caution. Hey, don't forget that first weekend in November. A group of us are going to be going down to Lance Valentine's Teaching Fishing Weekend down in Huron, Ohio. When the weather cooperates down there that time of year, that's just a hog hunt. So any of you guys that are interested in going down there, please find my email address in the description below. Drop me an email, let me know that you're interested, and I will send out updates throughout the season and let everybody know all the details. But I am convinced that it's just going to be a fantastic time. If you love chasing big walleye, that's going to be a good weekend to try to make it to. God bless, tight lines. We'll see you guys on the water.